Good evening, guys. My name is Rise. Welcome back to another Neverwinter video. For those of you who follow me, I'm sorry I've been absent for a little bit. I've just had some stuff I've had to take care of. But anyways, here I am coming back at you with another video. Today we are going to be on the preview server. By the time you guys see this, it might already be live. But what we're doing is we're going to be testing the single target damage of Fighter. And I know this is a thing that you guys have really been curious about, because in mod 17, let's all face it, fighters weren't too good in ToMM, but our magnitudes have received buffs both at will and encounters have received buffs, so I'm really excited about that. And I do think that ToMM is still going to be one of the top dungeons. It doesn't seem like the mod 18 dungeon will offer really any gear that any of us are going to be wanting to use, except maybe for tanks, but that's going to be a story for another day. This is just a test to see how well, in theory, that the fighter will perform in ToMM. So what I'm going to be doing right now is a 30-second DPS check. So basically we're pretending like this is a DPS check for ToMM. We have 30 seconds to burst them down as quickly as possible, so we have all our buffs ready, we have our daily, our artifact ready, and our mount power ready. And if you read one of the builds online, it says that each DPS character, if you're running 6 DPS characters, needs to be doing about 277,000 damage per second in order to burst them down for the DPS check. So that's our goal, 277, if not more. And keep in mind, guys, right now we don't have any outside buffs, so meaning buffs from other characters, other artifacts, other mounts. We just have our own buffs going on right now. And I also am not in a guild right now, so my power is a little lower than normal. And to kind of offset that, I put on the watermelon sorbet. And I am eating a prime rib. And I do have both of these potions selected. So I'm pretty much buffed up, except I'm missing 8k power from the guild. So without any further ado, let's get right into it. So this is ACT. Let me just reset it just in case. And I'm going to start a timer for 30 seconds. Okay, so what did that look like? So we did 8.3 million damage. Our daily critted, so that's really good. Anvil, that was a 66% chance of crit. Griffin's Wrath was 40%. And Bull Charge did not crit at all. So overall, the crit chance was above 50%. I think this is actually really repeatable. It wasn't a outlier run where everything critted. I mean, we did have a lot of crits, but we also did have some stuff which didn't crit. So I think this is a pretty median run, if that's even a term. But anyways, let's look at the numbers. 8.3 million damage. When you divide 8.3 by 30, actually, let's do that on the calculator right now. So that averages us 277,000 DPS per second, which is exactly where we're needing to be. And then like I said, when you take into consideration the outside buffs that you'll be getting, I think we'll definitely be overperforming. Which is super nice. I mean, in the previous mods, we have been lacking behind. So that's really exciting, at least for ToMM. And hopefully there's no personal information here, but I just did want to show you guys one thing as well. I was testing out a few different rotations on their preview server, but this is what it looks like when you're hitting a single target for 6 minutes. And the reason why I did 6 minutes is it will average out all the crits. Hopefully, we did 73 million damage for those 6 minutes. Whoops, let's do this. So once again, let's go to the calculator. So that averaged just 203,000, almost 204,000 damage per second. And a Tom is going to be, on average, what, 15 minutes long? And guys, don't take this information for granted. Please do your own testing. Plus, we're only looking at a dummy. So with a dummy, you're always attacking it, but once again, you don't get the outside buffs. So this is what your damage would look like for a 15-minute run. Keep in mind it could be either lower or higher because I feel like I do have to keep on saying this again. This is a dummy, so don't take this information for granted. So what are my thoughts on this? Well, first of all, anyone who was using the Darkened Storyteller as a primary artifact got probably about at least 10% damage nerf. I know with my fighter, it was doing anywhere between 14 to 20% of my total damage. And fighters did at least in mod 17 have a little less damage than other classes. So that was about, let's just say on average, 14% damage for me. Other classes it might only be 10%. But either way, all classes, if they're using the Darkened Storyteller journals, got nerfed. It looks like HR's got a very small nerf. First of all, it's 5% less melee damage, and also crit severity got reduced by 5%, I believe. So overall, that's probably 6% less damage or so. I know CW's got quite a few nerfs. I didn't really read into those. So compared to some of the other classes, fighters just got a straight buff, which is super, super cool. I mean, we're doing even a little more damage than we were when we had the Darkened Storyteller journal equipped, whereas everyone else will be doing less damage. So to me, that's really exciting. In my honest opinion, I do think fighter will be a very viable DPS class for Tom next mod, but all we can do is wait and see what happens. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Hopefully I'll be posting a Tom video soon. Have a great night.